Content is for educational purposes only. This is not investment advice from Bullionite LLC. There is always risk for substantial losses in investing and or trading through any financial instrument with or without this or any other type of advertised product. Past performances are not indicative of future results. Different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk. Specific strategies or education presented by Bullionite LLC and its associates in this video are for educational purposes only.
Thank you again for joining me on another video session. This time on this video, I'm going to focus on two of the most potent stresses that exist in trading. And I have coined the terms for these two types of stresses that come up in trading. And the first one is what I call creation exhaustion. And the second one is what I call decision exhaustion. Okay. And in this particular video, I'm going to go over what decision exhaustion is, where it kind of rears its ugly head, and how it begins to affect you as a trader or an investor. And then in the videos to come, we're going to give you the tips and the strategies necessary to deal with decision exhaustion. Okay, so remember, two major stresses, creation exhaustion and decision exhaustion. And right now, I'm going to go over what decision exhaustion is, right? Now, where does it all come from? Understand that trading is a process where you are continuously required to make decisions. Do you understand that, right? Some people think it's not that relevant, this decision-making quality of you in trading. But understand that every aspect of trading is decision-making. And I'll give you some examples. When do I enter? How do I enter a market? Which market do I enter? Sometimes you could have a sector, for example, let's say the energy complex, right? You'll have crude oil, gasoline, heating oil. Which market should I enter? So that's a decision you can make. You might have the precious metals complex, gold, silver, platinum, palladium. Which market should I enter? So every part of trading involves decision making. Now here's the problem, right? People inherently have different personalities in how they approach decision making. What do I mean by that? I know many people who will tell me, oh, Mukarram, I'm not very good at making decisions. Forget the fact that if it's a good decision or a bad decision, right? People tell me I'm not very good at making decisions. I know family members of mine, relatives of mine, friends of mine who say that to me. Or some people say, I take so long to make a decision. That's a personality, right? But here's what you need to understand. Before you start trading, before you start putting a lot of money in the market or clicking buttons on a computer screen and picking markets, understand that if you have feelings about yourself like that, like if you've labeled yourself as someone who's not comfortable making decisions, trading is going to be a very challenging endeavor for you. Because all what trading will require from you every time is to make decisions. So first, I don't like labeling personalities for myself or for anyone I know, because I think that's limiting yourself. And you know our philosophy at Bullionite, we don't quantify anything. We are very limitless in our thinking, right? So I don't believe that some people are bad at making decisions and other people are really good at making decisions. I just think that it's a learned skill, and some people may have to put more work towards making decisions compared to other people. That's what I believe. Okay, whether that's correct or not, that's up to the world to decide. Okay, but here's the thing: you have to start looking at yourself and asking yourself the question: do I want to make decisions? And do I want to learn how to make decisions? Because in order to trade effectively and trade profitably, you'll be required to make decisions over and over again. Now, here's the cool part about making decisions, right? the more decisions you make, whether they be good or bad or whatever, the more times you tend to make a decision, you'll become more and more confident in making decisions. This is why I believe that trading is a learned skill. You're not born with that talent to trade. You can learn how to trade, and you can learn to become more and more profitable, just like decision making. You can learn to be more and more confident in your decision making, right? And this is what happens. The more and more confident you become at decision making, then you make good decisions versus bad decisions. What do I mean by that? Good decisions are the ones that lead to profitability. Bad decisions are the ones that lead to you losing money. But you just have to understand the relativeness of that decision and what contributed towards you making money versus you losing money. And we'll deal with that later, like in terms of knowing how to make good decisions versus bad decisions and the habits to develop on that, right? Now, here's the interesting thing. Remember we said we're going to talk about decision exhaustion, right? Since all this time I've said you're going to make decisions in trading, what happens is after a while, your mind gets exhausted from making decisions. And it's like a secret killer. You don't even see it happening. You don't even feel it coming on. But in a stealth fashion, you will experience what I call decision exhaustion. And when that happens, and at the peak of decision exhaustion is when your profitability just crashes. Like you start losing money over and over and over again. And you just can't seem to make money. You just can't seem to get profitable. And you blame everything else around you and yourself. But in reality, what you're going through is what I call decision exhaustion. You've come to that point in your mind that your mind is exhausted from making decisions. Now, different people get to decision exhaustion, that peak level of decision exhaustion at different levels. Like one person could take a month could get to decision exhaustion. Another trader could get there in 3 months. Someone else might get there in 6 months. But believe you me, everyone is going to get there. It's just a matter of time that you'll get to a point of having peak decision exhaustion, and it's going to affect your profitability. So it's very important to have this knowledge to know that decision exhaustion exists in trading. Knowing is half the battle. Do you understand that, right? Then learn how to cope with decision exhaustion. Or cope is not the right word. Like learn how to heal yourself from decision exhaustion and learn how to move from it and heal yourself and go on to profitability. And in the next few videos that will come up on this section, we'll give you tips on how to handle decision exhaustion, okay? But in this video, I wanted you to have intrinsic knowledge that decision exhaustion exists in trading, and it doesn't just happen to amateurs, it happens to everyone, and there's a way to deal with it, okay? So until next time, I hope this video helped. Until next time, happy and successful trading, and keep yourself stress-free, okay? Take care.